Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amy. I'm really glad you're here tonight. So tonight we're giving CSGOFAST a proper test run, opening a few cases, exploring the site a bit, just seeing how it goes. So the other day my friend told me this story about one of her first jobs, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. You know how sometimes a manager tells you to set your priorities and you actually do, just not in the way they expect? Yeah, that's basically what happened. All right, let me tell you. So this was back when she was in college. She got a job at a big sporting goods store, and the manager, let's call him Daniel, was just exhausting. He made weird jokes, clearly treated the guys better than the women, and constantly played games with people's schedules. If he didn't like you, he'd either cut your hours down to almost nothing or overload you with shifts he knew you couldn't handle. People quit all the time. She worked in the shoe department and ended up becoming one of the strongest employees there. She trained new hires, worked in multiple departments, picked up extra shifts, all for like $11 an hour. Daniel loved that she was reliable. He didn't love when she stood up for herself. One time a customer got mad because they didn't have a popular shoe in his size. Somehow that turned into her being sent to clean the men's restroom. She told him she has a really bad gag reflex and struggles with gross stuff. He said, "Just do it." So she and a coworker did the bare minimum, took out the trash, sprayed air freshener, and left the rest. The next day, she was told she'd done such a terrible job she'd never be assigned to bathrooms again. Honestly, not the worst outcome. But the favoritism got worse. He wouldn't let a pregnant employee sit, wouldn't let another girl leave work during severe cramps. But if one of his favorite guys called in hungover, totally fine, no problem. Then school started again, and my friend asked to go back to 15 hours a week like she'd had the previous semester. He accused her of lying until she showed him proof. The next schedule came out. He gave her exactly 6 hours, one overnight inventory shift. That was it. When she asked about it, he said, "You said you needed fewer hours. We reward availability. You need to set your priorities." And she said something just clicked in her head, so she did. She went home, talked to her mom, and her mom basically said, "You don't have a family to support, just quit." So she finished her shift, walked up to him at closing, and said, "Today's my last day. I've decided school is my priority. I actually just got offered an internship, and they're way more flexible." She said his face went completely pale. He tried to pull the whole, "You didn't give 2 weeks notice" speech. She didn't care. A few weeks later, she found out upper management actually got on him about how he handled things. And that internship helped her land a much better job later on. So yeah, he told her to set her priorities, and she did. I love stories like that, because sometimes people really believe you won't walk away, that you need the job more than they need you. And sometimes the most satisfying thing you can do is just leave. I'm curious, have you ever had a job where quitting was the only real solution? Or has someone ever told you to set your priorities and you ended up surprising them? Let me know. All right, let's see what we get next. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll see you soon.